and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another potential eBay bargain. Another one where I bid one bid and no one else beat it. Can't remember how much this was. I'm hoping there's a bit of paperwork inside that reminds me, but it wouldn't have been any more than 22 quid, I wouldn't have thought. So this was arrived 2 days after I paid, so pretty good service by the post office there, and the seller of course. Seems to be decently wrapped, so let's get this open. And we'll see whether this was worth the 20 odd quid. I'll try and open it on camera. If it's a bit too well wrapped, then I'll cut away. Having some decent scissors would be a very, very handy thing to have. There we go. Whoops. Whack the camera. Right. Let's see if we can pull this out there. There we go. If you can make out through the packaging there, it's like a Hornby. I'm sure it will be. So I had to cut away there because it was getting quite embarrassing how difficult it was to struggle with a pair of scissors, some sellotape, some bubble wrap. No one wants to watch that. So this is what we've got. And you can see the price there, $22.79. Postage was a bit steep in my opinion. But that's what we got. This is from a seller called Littlewoods Models, who also put in what's that, a key ring of some sort. In fact, there's two. I don't know why there's two in there. Yeah, Littlewoods Models, they have some good stuff on eBay, and it's nearly all auctions as far as I can tell. Usually finishes sometimes over the weekends, over a couple of days, and you can get some decent prices. So let's have a look at the actual box. Now this is the Hornby Schools Class, Dover. And it also is with vacuum pipes, so that's always nice. So this is a R25 something, an old one from Beatties. So I'm guessing this might be a tender drive, but I don't know. As I say, I see these things, I check they say runner, and I just stick a small bid on, and I tend to forget because 90% of the time I don't win it. But yeah, this one did. So as I've said before, the fact I won it on one bid could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. So let's get this out. I can get the box undone without wrecking it. The box is in good nick though, as you can see. And what sort of packaging have we got inside here? Probably polystyrene, because I can't move it. Undo the other end and shove it out. There we go. So yeah, I've got a load of paperwork, original paperwork presumably. It's got the date on it. Was it 4th of the 10th, 1982? R2570. 4th of the phone, yeah, R2570, I guess. And what we've got is the, it's a bit difficult to get this in shot really. Yeah, hints are running. Oh, this one's got, possibly got smoke. Although these are probably generic instructions actually, yeah, because it says pantograph, and I don't think this steam engine's got a pantograph. I could be wrong, but I suspect not. Yeah, it's just the usual gubbins and how to fit 01. I'll leave that to one side. So let's have a look. Well, there's the engine. Looks in reasonable nick. I noticed there's no nameplate. And this is indeed tender drive. We'll have a look at the tender. 2 traction tyres. It's quite heavy. No sprung buffers. Yeah, it's your typical tender from around that time. I don't have a problem with tender drives. If it's good enough for Fleischmann, it's good enough for me. But there is some, as it said on the box, comes with some pipes. That's all very nice. Yeah, so it's definitely a tender drive job. I do have a Schools, but it's a newer one than this. Oh, there we go. 1 nameplate. And 1 missing nameplate. That's a shame. I certainly don't remember the listing mentioning that. That's sort of disappointing, but I like these metal whistles, and that's metal as well. Some semblance of cab painting, look. It's nice to see. Got the old copper gripper thing there for the power. A bit more polystyrene. Let's get that bit out of there before it disappears. There you go. But yeah, it looks in quite nice nick. Shame about the nameplate. I'll have to check the listing on that. Not that I'll send it back for what I paid, but maybe it did say it and I just missed it. So you see that there. Does that mean there's pickups on the front bogie? Maybe. Or polystyrene. Oops. Yeah, it looks okay. It's okay. Seems a smooth enough runner there. You can see the, don't know if it'll show up, but you can just about see the pickups through the wheels. It's nice copper pipe going around there. Little handrail there, and wire handrail. Obviously, extra fitted part. Got a bit of a rocking going on, but I guess when it's moving along that won't matter. Must have ripped the flap off the box there. I didn't realise I'd done that. I didn't mean to. Bugger, I'll try not to do that. Anyway, let's get it together and see if it'll work. Yeah, well, that, what have I got wrong there? Because that something not quite right there, not on properly. Yeah. Right, you can see there, and that's pushed on. The loco's lifted off the track, so, and it doesn't want to move. So I'm just going to investigate that and see if I can squeeze that on a bit. Well, I've got that fixed together, but that's a very, very loose fit there. But if you push it on any more, it lifts up the rear driving wheels of the engine, so maybe that's what it's supposed to be like. So let's get some power going. And we'll see if it works. And the answer currently is no, nothing's happening. Now, I wonder if that's something to do with this. Yes, it's definitely to do. It's going to zoom out again. And what's happening there is it's picking up current, but there's no weight on the rear wheels of the engine, so they're not turning. And it's very bitty, as you can see. I mean, it seems quiet and all that. Maybe it just needs a clean up in there. Could do. It seems to be. Looks like the motor's alright. A reasonable crawl. Stopped again. Right, I've tried running it. I'm just gonna clean up that post and the copper gripper bits on the tender there to see if that makes it any better. I'm just going to do it with a cotton bud and a bit of alcohol, and we'll see what happens. Right, let's find out. Alright, so I'll clean up that post as best I can, and the little copper grippers in there. So we'll put it back together, see if it's improved it any. I haven't cleaned any wheels, mind you, they look pretty clean, so I shouldn't actually need to at the moment. And after all, this is a first run, so let's try again. Dead. It does run well. That's better, isn't it? I think what we're going to do, take it out onto the main line and give it a quick burn round, see how it gets on. And we'll see what we think. Oh, look, crossover. Stopped. That's not even the lemur crossover anymore. I've taken that out. That's a bit bright. That's a bit bright. So it seems to be okay now. It's had a bit of a run. Better. Bring through the station this time. connectivity seems quite good. It's just that stutter on that crossover, and the motor's pretty quiet because I've not done anything to it. So I've just got a couple of old coaches out. See if we can back up to them and hook on. And having said that, it's now died on the points. So let's try again. There we go. Bit quicker. That's better. Not exactly prototypical coaches. Bit of a stop there, but I haven't even cleaned the wheels or done anything yet. Yeah, it's a little bit stuttery. In fact, if anything, I'd say it's got even more stuttery since I put the coaches on the back. It appears to run much better forwards without the coaches attached, and it certainly runs well in reverse. It also doesn't like going at the moment. Now once it starts, so what I'm guessing here is the weight on the drawbar of pulling some coaches affects the tender loco. And look how much more stuttery it was there, look. So that's not a wheel issue, is it? That's the loco tender connection. So it's fine in reverse. So I think we'll pause here and I'm going to have a look at that and see if there's anything easily fixable. So I'll report back in a minute. Now I'm having a look at this, and I've never seen this on one of Hornby's locos like this before, although, you know, I haven't got all of them. But that bit there, which takes the power from this clip, or takes the current anyway, that is just a piece of like bare wire that wraps around that screw, as you might be able to see there. Now normally these are soldered on bits of sleeved wire, and that's just, can you see how much it moves? If you put weight on it, you know, as if it's pulling something, how much that moves before it goes around the screw. You see at certain angles it really pops out. Now whether that's causing this intermittent running or not, I'm not too sure, but it could well be, couldn't it? You get different forces on the tender, which is driving, it's going to move. I mean, let me know in the comments, have you seen that before? With that stiff wire? Because it is stiff, it's not flexible like all the others I've got with this type of connection. You can see that it's a sort of stiff bit of wire. And that screw is now done up as far as it'll go. I think that's had a botch job on it. See if you can see it from another angle. I think that's had a bit of a Heath Robinson repair on that. That's my opinion. That just doesn't look right today. Surely that shouldn't be like that. That just looks too loose. It's nice and tight when you pull that tight, but as the tender sort of, because it's pushing, goes a bit quicker than the front, a bit slower. It's going to do this, which is obviously supposed to do because it's sprung. And from time to time it's coming out, especially if you do it on a corner. Yeah, that looks like the problem to me. I'm not sure what I can do about that. I think what I can do about that is, coupled with the missing nameplate, is probably another return. I'll send him his key rings back as well. Don't want to be reminded, but that, look how far that comes out. And I can't 100% see how that's fitted on there because I can't get in behind the wheels properly, but it looks to me like it's just been wound round that, the centre of that screw. I can't get the loco to sit still, hang on. Just adjust it a bit. Let me look around this side, that's what I'm trying to get at, I think. It looks like it's just wound round that screw and I could just pull that off. Right, I think that's the problem there because the wheels are all clean. And I'll stick it back on the track and see if I can make it do it. So let's just watch it go back and forward a minute. Backwards seems to be okay. Stopped. Oh. I didn't touch anything there. I got my hands off the controls. Could be a shitty bit of track, of course, but even if I turn it up, nothing going. Right, let's put the coaches on the back of it again and see if that makes it worse. Well, it seems to be running a bit better now, a bit more consistent, but yeah, I'm not entirely convinced with that tender Loco connection there. So the question is, do I keep it in the hope that it sorts itself out, or may need some sort of repair in the future, or just send it back while I got the chance? What do you think? What would you do if it was you? So I quite like the Loco. Well, I do. I like the look of the Loco, although it doesn't look as good as my newer Schools Class. And when it runs pretty well. Bearing in mind I haven't oiled the motor or anything, which I'm not going to do now until I decide what to do with it. But would you have been happy with that for 20, what was it, 24 quid or something? Yeah, it's behaving itself now. Maybe it's just because I tightened the screw up and now it's going to be fine. But do let me know, especially if you've seen that type of little bit of wiring before, with just a bit of bare wire. Because I haven't. I mean, I've got a fair few Locos, certainly a few with that type of connection, and I've just not seen that before. It's always a bit of soldered wire, you know, plastic covered wire. It seems to be alright now. The only thing I did really was fiddle with it and tighten the little screw up, so maybe that's all it needed. Bit disappointed about the nameplates though, I must admit. So anyway, what would you do with this? I'd be interested to know. In fact, I might let you decide as a I was going to say a reader, but you know what I mean. What would you do? Keep it, send it back. Bearing in mind it's eBay, so there's no problem with sending it back because it's not quite as advertised, is it? Yeah. So just let me know. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope that was vaguely interesting. Just shows you can't get them all right. And in a way I'm quite pleased, because it'd get a bit boring if every one of these videos I did, I pulled it out and it was something superb that ran like a beauty for about 15 quid. That's not the case. You still get your fair share of crap. Not that this is actual crap, but it's not as good as I would have hoped. So let me know what you think down in the comments. See you in the next one. Not sure what we've got next. Got a big 3-day train fair coming up at where is it? Bristol way, Thornbury. Is it Thornbury? We'll be going there at least for the first day, so feel free to say hello if you see us. Not that you know what I look like, but there you go. And maybe we'll get something rather nice there. I know we did last year. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye for now. As a bit of an addendum to that video, I thought I'd better go and have a look, and how comes I bid on a engine with a missing nameplate, and it turns out there was two together and I bid on the wrong one. This one not only had a missing nameplate, it was also a non-runner, spares and repairs only. So it didn't take much to sort that out, even though I didn't actually realise at the time it was a non-runner. So no blame on the seller there, all the blame's on me. But now at least it runs lovely. It might have a nameplate missing, but it runs really well, so I'll have to look out for another one. So I just thought I should add that on the end. It was actually my fault. So there you go. Thanks for watching.